Wet Feet highlights first-year projects and gives them a platform to discuss their production process. I am joined by student Aaron Rafferty. His project is entitled The Man Behind the Mane. Let's take a look.
I was really shy, very antisocial, but I wanted to be like confident and outgoing and stuff, but I didn't know how to do that.
The Super Lion Market or the Big Cheese Market.
I want to say it was like 2004. I went to a carnival and there was like the duck pond and I got a number and I won this little beanie baby lion. I had decided that I wanted to be someone else, but I didn't know how to go about that because I had already been perceived as shy and quiet and all this stuff. So when I got her, it just kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, oh, it's interesting. I thought it would be a good idea to create this character who was Laya, and yeah, she became this whole part of my personality that I didn't know how to apply to my own. Laya was just this really confident, smart, witty, she was funny, she was outgoing, very extroverted and stuff, everything that I wasn't. She was really raggedy. Within the first week I had her, my dog had chewed her up and she was left with only one eye. She had like a bald spot on the top of her head, and then we put her in the wash so like all of her hair like curled up and stuff. But I honestly loved it because it made her look really unique. I would take her everywhere with me. We went to just grocery shopping and to school, and she was even a part of the family. Everyone knew her. They really loved Laya. My family would talk to her. I'm really grateful that they were so accepting of it, because when I look back and think of it now, it was a little weird how much I talked as her, because I literally did not talk as me at all. It was just me as Laya. One time I lost her in Target. I didn't know where I had left her, so my mom told the people working at Target. So then over like I don't know what it's called, but the little overhead thing, they announced that they were missing a one-eyed lion, and if you found it, to bring it into Lost and Found. I lost her often, so it was kind of like a reoccurring thing. But it was always really scary when I lost her. I just felt kind of lost myself. She was with me for about, I want to say a good 5 years. As I was getting older, I would lose her more, so I decided that, one day after she got lost, I was like, okay, you're staying at home. Having Laya around made me realize that I can be who I actually want to be, and I can be outgoing and confident and witty and stuff. I still struggle with trying to get that part out of me, that Laya part of my personality, because I very often tend to just go back to that shyness and that introvertedness that I don't like being in. But sometimes I'll just think of her and I'll be like, okay, I can do this. I know this is who I actually want to be. This is me, and yeah.
And today's show is, what the heck was that?
Wow, that was great. Hi, Aaron. Let's discuss. What made you choose to tell this story rather than another?
Well, I think since it was such a big part of my life, it just impacted me in such a way that still affects me right now. So when we were talking about things that affected our lives, it was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, oh, I have to do this. I don't know, it's just a story that I think it's so interesting. So I was like, the best option for me.
Why and how do you think Laya played such a pivotal role in coming out of your shell as a child?
I think because I just needed that motivation, that thing to just drive me, to be who I wanted to be and stuff. And as soon as I got her, I was like, okay, it's my opportunity. I'm going to take it. I got this. Yeah.
So, what were some of the difficulties in visualizing a story like this?
I wanted to try and get a childhood, maybe nostalgic feel to it. And At first I was like, I want to get someone that kind of looks like me when I was younger, but then I was thinking like, I don't know if I can do that. So I like used my little cousins, and I wanted to try and get as, I don't know, as much as my family involved too, so it could just like remind me, and then also just give a like family feel to it and stuff like that. I don't know.
But what themes were you trying to convey through this story?
I'd say childhood, like personality difficulties, because I feel like we all deal with that. Like we all really, there's some part of ourselves that we don't know how to project a lot, and sometimes it takes us a while to really figure that out. And I don't know, I think it's important to be like, hey, you're not alone in this. You can do this.
Yeah. What scenes do you think best portrayed the themes that you were trying to convey?
I'd say there were very little scenes, and if I could do it over again, I would do more of these, but scenes with like my little cousins, especially with Laya, like the shot where the little kid is like walking with Laya. Like I wanted to do more of those, and more like point of view shots of like little hands, like playing with Laya, and like the sets and stuff. And yeah. So.
Ironically, that's my next question. In terms of production, what do you think went well, and then what do you think you would do differently?
What I think went well, I really liked a lot of the close-up shots. I know this is like super specific, but I liked having to just sit down and figure out the lighting for her, and get to do all the just interesting angles and stuff, especially since I brought her back from like my house, and it was really cool to do this like with her physically. Yeah, I know she's not like a real person, but it was really cool to have her there and like do those shots and figure out like what different angles and what different lights I can capture her in. And then same thing with I wish I would have been able to convey the like childhood thing, like more nostalgic feel to it. Yeah. I don't know how I would have done that. Maybe like a filter, or maybe put in more music or more old footage from my old like videotapes.
Was it difficult finding pictures and some of the videotapes of Laya and you as a kid? Yeah,
I had to, my mom and I went through this big box of photos and videos, and we were like sorting through them and stuff. So, but it was a lot of fun to do that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Erin, for sharing your experience with us, and it was just really great. So, this is Wet Feet. I'm Paige Barnes, and thank you for watching.